Sometimes the best response to those who disrespect us is silence. In a world where many get lost in pointless arguments and confrontations, true power lies in knowing when not to react. Silence, far from being a sign of weakness, is a demonstration of self-control, wisdom, and, above all, respect for oneself. In Stoicism, great philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius have taught us that while we cannot control how others act, we can always control our own responses. As everyone knows, actions speak louder than words. In this video, I want to give you, without delay, 5 actions that will help you maintain silence in a strategic and powerful way when facing people who try to bring you down. Believe me, when you master silence, you take control of the situation and preserve your inner peace. I'll present valuable tips that will help you be more silent and cautious, avoiding saying unnecessary things and making impulsive mistakes. By the way, before we start, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel to support our work. Done. Then let's dive into the video. Action 1. Action 1. Practice indifference, the power of silence and emotional control. In life, we constantly face situations that test our emotional balance. People provoke and challenge us, often expecting us to react with anger, frustration, or irritation. However, the true power lies in not reacting. Practicing indifference is not a sign of weakness, but of deep and silent strength, capable of showing self-control and mastery over our emotions. When someone provokes us, the expectation is that we lose control, give in to the heat of the moment, and retaliate with sharp words or impulsive actions. But by choosing indifference, you show that you are not ruled by external chaos. It's like standing in the eye of a storm. While the world may be in turmoil around you, within you, there is serenity and clarity. This stance is a display of power that few can achieve. Silence is the greatest response. Imagine the following situation. You're at work, and a colleague constantly makes sarcastic comments to annoy you. He wants to see your reaction, to feel like he has control over your emotions. If you get angry and respond, he achieves his goal. But if you choose the path of indifference, staying silent and keeping your calm, you take away his power to affect you. This choice often leaves the other person frustrated because they didn't get what they wanted. A reaction. Silence in these moments speaks louder than any word could. By not reacting, you send a clear message. Your words hold no power, and they don't affect me at all. And this isn't passivity, it's control. Let me show you examples of indifference in practice. Think of the wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. For them, the key to happiness and inner peace was in controlling what's within your reach and accepting with serenity what is not. Provocations and insults are external things. You cannot stop others from trying to destabilize you, but you can choose how to react to it. This choice makes all the difference. If a driver cuts you off in traffic, you can shout, honk, or get stressed. But what does that change? Does reacting aggressively improve the situation? Or are you just allowing something external to rob you of your peace? Practicing indifference here means accepting that the event has already passed and that your reaction only serves to prolong the negativity. Another common example is on social media. You may often be the target of criticism or nasty comments. Many people's natural reaction is to respond, defend themselves, or get into an argument. But ask yourself, what do you really gain from this? By practicing indifference, you show that you are not shaken by others' opinions, especially when those opinions add nothing to your life. Your value is not based on how others see you, but on how you choose to manage your own emotions and actions. Choose where to invest your energy. Indifference, therefore, is a conscious choice of where to invest your energy. Responding to provocations is like adding fuel to a fire. The more you feed it, the bigger the flames grow. With indifference, you cut off the fuel, allowing the fire to burn out on its own. The energy you waste reacting to trivial situations could be better used for something constructive. Instead of investing your emotions in responding to empty criticism or childish provocations, you could use that time and energy to strengthen relationships with people who really matter or focus on your goals and personal growth. Often, practicing indifference is misunderstood as being cold or distant, but in reality, it is emotional wisdom. You are not ignoring your feelings or avoiding important conflicts. On the contrary, you are choosing to rise above the small disturbances and not let them disrupt your peace. You are wisely choosing the battles worth fighting. Some arguments are simply exhausting and pointless. Responding to a provocation, for example, rarely leads to a real resolution. Most of the time, it only increases resentment. Indifference is also a form of self-preservation. When you refuse to react to insignificant attacks, you are protecting your emotional well-being. You are telling yourself, "My peace is more valuable than any argument or dispute." True power lies in not reacting. Practicing indifference is an art that requires self-control and, above all, awareness that what truly matters is your internal state, not external distractions. It's not about running away or being insensitive, but about understanding that not everything in life deserves a reaction. Some provocations are like the wind. They pass by and leave no lasting effect unless you allow them to. Always remember, your inner peace is your fortress. The more you practice indifference, the stronger it becomes. Do not let others' negativity take away your focus or consume your energy. Silence and serenity are your greatest weapons. So, show in the comments that you are going to follow this path. Right. Silence will be my voice. Action 2. Understand that silence is the most powerful weapon. We live in a world full of noise, endless conversations, news, opinions, and constant pressure to express our ideas and feelings. Yet, in the midst of all this chaos, we often forget the power silence can hold. To be silent is not just the absence of words, but a powerful form of communication that can have a profound impact on our interactions and decisions. Imagine a moment of conflict where emotions are running high. Words can become sharp swords, cutting relationships and worsening tensions. Instead of impulsively reacting with a comment, a criticism, or an outburst, choosing silence can be a way to avoid fueling the fire of discord. It is in this space of quiet that reflection and understanding are allowed to take place, both of yourself and of the other person. Greek philosopher Socrates, famous for his relentless pursuit of truth, often used silence as a tool. He believed that by remaining silent, he could listen more and learn from others. Silence is not just the absence of sound, but an invitation to introspection. When we silence ourselves, we have the opportunity to listen not only to what others are saying, but also to what our own heart and mind have to reveal. For example, when faced with a criticism, the first reaction may be to immediately defend yourself. But what if instead, you choose a moment of silence? This time allows you to process what was said, consider the validity of the critique, and respond in a way that reflects your true essence. In this case, silence becomes a shield that prevents impulsive and harmful reactions. In dialogue, silence can also be a tool of power. A leader who uses silence after making a powerful statement allows their words to resonate in the minds of their audience. By not filling all spaces with words, they give their ideas the chance to be absorbed, understood, and reflected upon. This pause can provoke deep reflection, turning a simple speech into a moment of contemplation for others. Think of a heated debate where opinions are on opposite extremes. Instead of adding to the confusion with more words, choosing to listen and remain silent can not only give you a clearer perspective, but can also influence others to reconsider their positions. Silence can create a safe space where empathy and understanding can flourish. Silence is also a way of asserting your personal power. When you choose not to speak in a moment of provocation or irritation, you demonstrate control over your emotions and a deep understanding of yourself. This stance conveys confidence. While some may feel compelled to justify or constantly defend themselves, you stand firm and secure, showing that you do not need external validation. For instance, When receiving criticism about your life choices, instead of justifying yourself, you can choose to remain silent. This choice is not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of self-control. You know what is best for you and don't feel the need to explain. In this case, the power of silence reveals itself as a form of self-respect and affirmation of identity. To incorporate the power of silence into your life, start by observing your reactions in different situations. Ask yourself, does this moment require a verbal response, or would it be wiser to remain silent? Practicing moments of silence amidst chaos can help you cultivate a more serene and focused presence. Additionally, create spaces of silence in your day, allowing you to reflect and grow in emotional wisdom. Are you choosing your battles wisely? Some arguments are simply draining and pointless. Responding to a provocation rarely leads to real resolution. Most of the time, it only increases resentment. Indifference is also a form of self-preservation. When you refuse to react to insignificant attacks, you're protecting your emotional well-being. You're telling yourself, my peace is more valuable than any fight or argument. True power lies in not reacting. Practicing indifference is an art that requires self-control and, above all, awareness that what truly matters is your inner state, not external distractions. It's not about running away or being insensitive, but understanding that not everything in life deserves a reaction. Some provocations are like the wind. They pass by without leaving any lasting effect, unless you allow them to. Remember, your inner peace is your fortress. The more you practice indifference, the stronger it becomes. Don't let other people's negativity shift your focus or drain your energy. Silence and serenity are your greatest weapons. Show in the comments that you will follow this path. Write, silence will be my voice. Attitude 2. Silence is your most powerful weapon. We live in a world full of noise, constant chatter, news, opinions, and the pressure to always express our thoughts and feelings. But amid all this chaos, we often forget how powerful silence can be. Silence isn't just the absence of words. It's a powerful form of communication that can have a profound impact on our interactions and decisions. Imagine a conflict where emotions are running high. Words can be like sharp swords, cutting relationships and increasing tension. Instead of impulsively reacting with a comment, criticism, or outburst, choosing silence can be a way not to fuel the fire of discord. It's in this quiet space that reflection and understanding, both of ourselves and others, are allowed. The Greek philosopher Socrates, famous for his relentless pursuit of truth, often used silence as a tool. He believed that by staying quiet, he could listen more and learn from others. Silence isn't just the absence of sound, but an invitation to introspection. When we are silent, we have the opportunity to listen not only to what others are saying, but also to what our own heart and mind are revealing. For example, when facing criticism, the first reaction may be immediate defense, but what if instead you choose a moment of silence? That time allows you to process what was said, consider the validity of the critique, and respond in a way that reflects your true self. In this case, silence becomes a shield, preventing impulsive and harmful reactions. In dialogue, silence can also be a powerful tool. A leader who uses silence after a strong statement allows their words to resonate in the minds of the audience. By not filling every space with words, they give others the chance to absorb, understand, and reflect on the message. This pause can provoke deep thought, turning a simple speech into a moment of reflection for everyone. Think about a heated debate where opinions are at extreme ends. Instead of contributing to the chaos with more words, choosing to listen and stay silent can give you a clearer perspective and may even inspire others to reconsider their positions. Silence can create a safe space where empathy and understanding can grow. Silence is also a way to affirm your personal power. When you choose not to speak during moments of provocation or irritation, you demonstrate control over your emotions and a deep understanding of yourself. This stance exudes confidence. While some feel compelled to constantly justify or defend themselves, You stand firm and secure, showing that you don't need external validation. For example, when facing criticism about your life choices, instead of explaining yourself, you can choose to stay silent. This choice isn't a sign of weakness, but a display of self-control. You know what's best for you and feel no need to explain it. In this case, the power of silence becomes a form of self-respect and identity affirmation. To incorporate the power of silence into your life, start by observing your reactions in different situations. Ask yourself, does this moment require a verbal response, or would it be wiser to stay silent? Practicing silence amid chaos helps you cultivate a more serene and focused presence. Attitude 3. Stay focused on your priorities. Life is full of distractions. Many come in the form of external negativity, hurtful comments, destructive criticism, and even daily challenges that can easily take you off your path. However, one fundamental truth remains. If you want to achieve your goals and realize your dreams, you must stay focused on your priorities. Don't let the noise around you influence you. The only journey that truly matters is your own. Negativity is like a shadow. It's always there, especially when you start to shine. People may try to drag you down by criticizing your actions, doubting your abilities, or even rooting for your failure. But remember, these external voices only have the power to affect you if you allow them to. Your success depends on your ability to ignore these distractions and keep moving forward toward your goals. How do distractions affect your path? Think of a high-performing athlete who trains tirelessly to improve their skills. Their focus is entirely on victory. Now, imagine if, during training, they paid attention to everyone who doubted their ability or allowed negative comments to shake their confidence. They would lose focus, and this would compromise the final result. The same goes for you. Your journey is unique, and the people around you may not understand where you're heading. When you start to grow, distractions will naturally appear. People criticizing, doubting, or trying to divert your attention to unimportant matters. It's up to you to decide what deserves your time and energy. Focus on what truly matters. If your goals are clear, whether they involve personal growth, career advancement, or improving relationships, then opinions and criticisms that don't contribute to your progress don't deserve your attention. Concentrate on building your dreams. For example, if you're working on a project at work and face resistance from colleagues or superiors who criticize your ideas, instead of wasting energy trying to convince them, focus on delivering the best possible result. Success speaks louder than any argument. Embrace your emotions without letting them control you. Feeling irritated or frustrated is natural, but instead of taking it out on those around you, take a moment to acknowledge the emotion. Ask yourself, is this frustration really about what happened today, or is it something deeper that needs to be explored? This moment of reflection is crucial to avoid impulsive reactions that can harm relationships and create a negative environment. Understanding the importance of self-control is essential. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control what happens around us, we can control how we react. Self-control is the ability to respond to emotions in a balanced and thoughtful way. This doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing your emotions, but rather allowing yourself to feel them, and then consciously choosing how to respond. For instance, if you're angry, instead of lashing out or making a rash decision, take a pause. Breathe deeply and count to 10. During this pause, observe the anger like a passing cloud. It comes and goes, and you don't need to be swept away by it. This pause not only protects your relationships, but also allows you to act in a way that aligns with your values and goals. Practicing emotional observation without judgment is a skill that can be developed over time. When you feel a negative emotion, instead of telling yourself, "I shouldn't feel this," or "this makes me weak," shift your focus to acceptance. Embrace the emotion as part of the human experience. Doing so frees you from the pressure of being perfect and allows you the freedom to be vulnerable. A helpful technique is practicing meditation or mindfulness. These practices help create space between what you feel and how you react. The more you become accustomed to observing your emotions neutrally, the more skilled you will become at handling them, allowing your inner wisdom to guide your reactions. After recognizing your emotions and practicing self-control, it's crucial to reflect on the situations that triggered these feelings. Ask yourself, did this emotion help me move forward, or did it hold me back? Keeping a journal of your daily experiences and the emotions they evoke can help you identify patterns and emotional triggers over time. This makes it easier to respond with wisdom in the future. Recognizing your emotions and practicing self-control is a continuous journey. Remember, you are not alone. Everyone experiences emotional highs and lows. Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in the ability to observe our emotions, understand their roots, and choose how to react. By cultivating self-control, you equip yourself with the wisdom needed to navigate life's storms with grace and resilience. So next time an emotion arises, breathe, observe, and choose your response. By doing so, you will not only become more balanced, but also a beacon of calm and wisdom for those around you. Don't wait for recognition. In a world where seeking approval is increasingly common, it's easy to get lost in the chase for recognition. The need for approval from others, especially from those who don't value or respect who you truly are, can become a heavy burden that drains your energy and self-esteem. Cultivating the ability to not expect recognition is a courageous and empowering step towards true emotional autonomy. Be cautious of the trap of external approval. From a young age, we are often conditioned to seek approval, from a teacher's praise to the recognition of friends and family. We learn that our worth is often tied to what others think of us. While this is natural, it can lead to a vicious cycle of emotional dependency. When we place our happiness in the hands of others, we become vulnerable to disappointment and rejection. For example, imagine an artist who pours their passion and dedication into creating a piece of work. If they rely on public recognition to validate their effort, they might end up feeling frustrated and undervalued. However, if they focus on their love for the art and how it makes them feel, they will find satisfaction regardless of external approval. This shift in focus is fundamental to building healthy self-esteem. Letting go of the need for recognition requires a deep understanding of oneself. Ask yourself, what are my values? What makes me happy? When you are in tune with who you truly are, it becomes easier to ignore the external voices that try to define your worth. Self-knowledge creates a solid foundation of confidence that is not shaken by others' opinions. Think of a time when someone you didn't admire praised you. That recognition, while it may have brought a brief sense of satisfaction, likely didn't compare to the deeper sense of fulfillment that comes from understanding your own worth and achievements. When you own your story and accomplishments, you become more resilient to others' opinions. Avoiding the need for others' approval also means learning to respect yourself. This means recognizing that your value doesn't depend on how others see you, but on who you are at your core. This is especially important when dealing with people who disrespect you. If someone can't see your worth, why let their view influence your self-image? One key to not expecting recognition is cultivating internal validation. You can do this through daily gratitude practices where you acknowledge your own achievements and progress. Rather than waiting for others to recognize your accomplishments, celebrate them yourself. Keep a journal where you note your small and big victories. This reinforces your value and helps maintain a positive perspective about yourself, regardless of external circumstances. Surrounding yourself with people who respect and value you is also important. Genuine recognition should come from healthy relationships where respect is mutual. When you connect with people who see your worth, recognition becomes a bonus, not a necessity. By distancing yourself from the need for external validation, you open yourself to a space of authenticity and true happiness. Your worth is not tied to others' opinions, especially those who don't recognize your dignity. By cultivating self-respect, self-awareness, and healthy relationships, you find the freedom to be who you truly are. So next time you feel tempted to seek the approval of someone who doesn't respect you, remember, your worth is inherent and doesn't require external validation. Free yourself from that need and celebrate the extraordinary person you are.